Ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, it's the Natural Born Thriller, and welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from February 13th, 2021. This was marking Tommy Dreamer's 50th birthday, where Impact Wrestling presents on Impact Plus No Surrender 2021. And this basically surrounded about Tommy Dreamer's career, his birthday. Um, yeah, basically it was all about the Tommy Dreamer show. That's basically what it was. I mean, like a, a Tommy Dreamer tribute show. For a guy who's still doing what he loves to do as being a professional wrestler. And the show itself, I'm about to run through it. Not gonna go too long with it. Not in that that really really surprised me or shocked me. Other than some things that there's things I need to talk about or I need to nitpick and all that and rant a little rant about that too. But other than that, a show where I'm like, okay, this was not needed. But then we got something out coming out of it, which we'll get to that when we get to the very end of it. So, they're in Nashville, Tennessee, by the way. Your commentators were Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown. And let's get to it. The opening of the show obviously was the introduction of No Surrender, where also it was also the introduction put into it with they're marking this Tommy Dreamer you know tribute, I should say, because it's his 50th birthday. So happy birthday to Tommy Dreamer. But it's also birthday of Chris Bay as well. Chris Bay is also sharing the same birthday with Tommy Dreamer, but this is more of Tommy Dreamer than it is for Chris Bay. So much the for Chris Bay's birthday, I should say. But this was all about Tommy Dreamer. It was focused. It was basically focused all around about Tommy Dreamer, and basically, it's about his career in Impact Wrestling, and not just what pertains to his history in Impact Wrestling, but also his personal career in general. And it was very emotional. He talks about being wrestling for 40 um for the longest time, and talk about how he hasn't challenged for the world title for 40 years because last time he fought for a world title was in WWE where he was in ECW, where in the ECW brand they had their own world title, which was the ECW title, which they never trained. They wasn't really trained as a world title, but it was you know for those ECW fans, despite how WWE has treated the ECW during the new breed of ECW thing and all that and chasing the belt, and all that, it's still to me I still feel like it was to me it was still the world title, and it was a better prestige into it than it was on how they treated the WWE title and the world title during those times. Um, but that's not saying much. But but yeah, this is Tom Dreamer's opportunity to get another world title match in Impact Wrestling, which it was handpicked by Rich Swann, and that's what it led to. Does that make it good? No, and I'll get to why when I get to it. But I thought it was a good video package though. It was very good to start how to kick off the show, and the show kicked off with a match, obviously. Yes, this match was actually was announced for the show um during the Impact show on the Home Show edition for No Surrender. I didn't know it was gonna be on the show, but it ends up being part of the show. I thought it was gonna be safe for the next Impact Wrestling show, but it ends up being on the show as well. I mean, it ends up being part of the show. I had to say of No Surrender. And the opener was Triple XL, which features AC Romero and Larry D, and Tennille Dashwood being accompanied by Caleb with a K, who's wearing a neck brace as a result of his match from no from Impact Wrestling's Go Home tradition for No Surrender. When they when Decay introduced a new member into the faction of Decay, Black Taurus. And I keep over the times I keep saying Taurus, but it's actually pronounced Taurus. But yeah, as a result of this, Caleb K is wearing a neck brace and all that, because of the match they had from for Impact Wrestling, and then led to this show, No Surrender. And like, why he's wearing a neck brace for it? We know he's a wrestler. This makes no fucking sense of why he's wearing a neck brace. It's just so stupid. That guy, he's not a real wrestler. That guy, he's actually a photographer, which we all know that Caleb Connolly, um, that's his name. we know that he's really a wrestler. So this is all ridiculous. It's ridiculous that you have a neck brace on. But anyways, but the match was with Decay. Excuse me. What was with Decay? Rosemary, Chrissy, Steve, and Black Taurus. Match itself, it was fine for what it was. Tina Dashwood was doing her ridiculous routine of her taking photos and all that. At one point, she was powerbomb out the ring. I don't remember it was from um it was AC Ramiro who did it. Because Tina Dashwood was going to jump off the top rope onto do a dive, but then all of a sudden she gets powerbomb outside onto if you're not going to dive, I'll help you dive onto them, and it was done perfectly, and it was safely done too. But then she's sounding like she got hurt, so KO takes her away, and then in the end, DK isn't winning the match. So yeah, um, that's not much to say about that. So DK wins. Um, can't remember if there was a segment after this, but then next we get to a tag team match. Yeah, so we get another tag team match. There was a lot of tag team matches here on the show, by the way, folks. Just to let you all know that. But Brian Myers and Hernandez versus Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona. Match happens. Uh, it was decent. I'll say that it was decent, despite the Eddie Edwards character that I'm sick and tired of seeing. And despite that, Brian Myers is this type of push that he's getting in Impact Wrestling, which I don't really understand why he's getting this push. But the match it was whatever. The finish though is we're really like what the hell is this? So the turnbuckles were removed at one point in the match between Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards, and they try to ram each other onto the exposed turnbuckle. And then this was used for later on because I didn't expect this to be used later on because I thought maybe it was gonna be just like an attempt, a way to for it to be used, but it ends up being used like afterwards. And Brian Myers uses the exposed turnbuckle to Matt Cardona. Both of them were legal. He goes for that clothesline he does, because that's his finishing move, Brian Myers, and he gets the win. Wow. Not only they have Brian Myers winning, but they have him beat Matt Cardona of all people. You think they'll have Brian Myers? If you're gonna have Brian Myers win here, you think they will have him beat Eddie Edwards? But nope, we can't have Eddie Edwards lose because they always gotta protect Eddie Edwards, especially with his dumbass character he's fucking doing. And of all people that had to suffer in this pinfall at being part of Impact Wrestling, Matt Cardona suffered his first loss. And yeah, he was protecting the loss, but I don't give a fuck. Brian Myers beat Matt Cardona, and he can't. Also, those some video packages for the show where it tends to hype up the matches. For example, this next match, where it tends to hold Violent by Design, where it tends to this whole thing with cousin Jake, where he's lost and all that, and he could be found if he joins along with Violent by Design, basically along with Eric Young, Joe Doring, and Cody Deaner, who's now called by Deaner, and we get to a match here with Jake. Well, basically with Jake being called now, Jake something with a new music, new ring attire. He's basically he looked like he's I mean he always looked like he was a wrestler to me either way with him on being this whole thing of the Deaners and all that. But now he's wearing wrestling tights and all that, and looking like a wrestler. He looks good. He goes up against his cousin Diener, and match itself I thought it was decent. Still don't care about Diener being a heel and this new attitude he's got. To me, he's still a joke. And basically you have the environment design, especially Eric Young, get involved. Because Diener can't do it by himself, right? He's gotta have help here. Even though he's got a new he's been repackaged. Shaved head, trimming the beard, looking evil, and he's got new ring attires on, and he's got a new look and all that. He's got a new attitude. He's supposed to be all about violence, and he's got a mean streak and everything, but I don't buy it. I cannot buy into this guy being someone I should be taken who should be taken seriously. Um, I just can't take him seriously. Jake something on the other hand, I can't take serious. And finally, they give him a push that he deserves, and he got the win. He won with the Black Hole Slam onto the Diener. After the match, the Vibe by Design, they beat up on Jake something, and they leave him like that, and that was it. Nothing happened. I thought it at least they would at least try to injure him, and then someone will probably come out to save him. Nope, none of that. They just beat him down, and that was it. Whatever. I can't remember if there was something after this, but oh yeah, I remember now. Before after the match was over, by the way, folks, I forgot to mention this. Joe Doring puts Drake something to a table with a pop bomb. That's how that's how they beat him down on routines this whole thing. That's basically what they did with him. And again, no one saved him. For a guy who's standing up for himself and finally he's got his own identity and he's finding I guess these guys that are running rush out of Impact Wrestling, for months now, no one comes out to help him. Not Fallah Bah, because he's too busy trying to get trying to steal the money from Hernandez. I mean, who else could you say? Because and you got the rest of them booked for the matches here. So how could they concentrate on to help Jake something? Who cares about Jake something, right? So yeah, no return of Rhino, no return of Heath. Like where is Heath? I know he was hurt at Bound for Glory. You think by now he would recover by now, but he's just to come back yet. So where the hell is he? I don't know. But anyways, back to this. So before we get to this next match, so by the way, I should mention this too. By the way, give me one moment. Okay, never mind. I thought it was gonna be something or this whole thing. But anyways, before I get to the next match, I was gonna say, um, I believe there was a segment afterwards, um, with Eddie Edwards and Alicia Edwards confronting Tommy Dreamer, saying happy birthday to him, and Eddie Edwards saying that you're gonna be the next Impact World Champion, and someone so please no, and I also saying this too, and I'm like, yeah, and there was a lot of people convincing the viewers watching this show that saying that Tommy Dreamer's got he's got a chance against Rich Swann. Yeah, because Tommy Dreamer had a chance to beat guys like Moose, Brian Myers, even though that alone is whatever. Eddie Edwards, Sammy Callahan. The list goes on and on. Yeah, Tommy Dreamer has a better chance of even beating Hornswoggle if he wanted to. By the way, thank God there's no more Hornswoggle in Impact Wrestling. I don't know if he's gone or whatever, but if he is gone, good. After that, what they did with the whole thing with AJ Swoggle they did was fucking garbage. They fucking did that shit. I'm pretty sure they got a lot of backlash for that. And what were they thinking when they did that shit too? This is like that was like fucking WWE level shit they did when they did with Swoggle there. But anyways, but yeah, hey, get some good luck and everything. And then Alicia hugs Tom Dreamer, and that was it. It was a good few moment though. Just minus Eddie Edwards, the way he looks. But then we get this next match. So this match, I was wondering how this match was going to be played out, and how what was going to be the rules of this match. So this match is the triple threat revolver to determine the number contender to face the Impact World Exhibition Champion, I should say. So it starts with 3 guys. So one of them being Trey Miguel, Suicide, and Blake Christian. They start off first, and once one of them gets pinned, obviously they get eliminated, and then the next guy comes in. That's basically how this whole thing works. And like, okay, cool. And so we get to the very end, it's gonna be a regular triple threat rules, which is one fall to for finish. Okay, I was thinking myself, wait a minute. So it's gonna be elimination until we get to last two or last three. So they said last three. And so okay, I get it now. So like I said, Trey Miguel was first. And again, like I said, yeah, Blake Christian and Suicide. They're having at it. It started off great by the way. I love this concept that they came up with. A new concept that I was thinking to myself, how is this going to be played out? And I thought it played out very well. I thought it was good. I want to see more of this. So, Suicide gets eliminated first, and then Chris Bay comes out. Chris Bay has a tire inspired by Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, during the '90s. That's basically what the vibe I got from Chris Bay there. Because for those who don't know, Chris Bay is a huge fan of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels during the '90s. You know, the '90s. Um, and I thought that was nice that he did that. You know, and again, happy birthday to Chris Bay because it was his birthday too. So, they're having at it. Chris Bay, Trey Miguel, and Blake Christian, and then Blake Christian gets eliminated. All of a sudden, Davari comes in. Davari comes in there, and in a matter of a minute or two, he's gone. Like wow, he did not even last that long. Like what the hell was that? What was what? Why would they do that to him? And then we get Josh Alexander coming out, and basically I'm sorry, not Josh Alexander. Was it Josh Alexander or was it Willie Mack who came out? I can't remember. I seriously can't remember now, folks. Which one of the two came out for next? Oh yeah, it was Willie Mack. Willie Mack came out. Willie Mack he did last long though. But Willie Mack ends up being eliminated just like that. Afterwards, and then Josh Alexander came out, and then from there, well there goes there goes the one of my three picks that one until last to the end. So one of them's gotta go. So who's that one that ends up leaving? Chris Bay. um, Now I think about it, I think it was Josh Alexander who came out, and then Willie Mack came out, and then Willie Mack was gone after that. Now I can remember, but either way, we got to my three picks of this whole thing, and one ends up being gone, and two of them ends up last to the end. So we get Ace Austin, who's the last guy in there. He had Mammoth Fulton coming out there alongside with him, and Ace Austin was basically was being cocky and arrogant and all that, and it cost him. Um, he did end up losing, and I don't understand why he had to lose. But then again, it's whatever. But who was winning? I thought it was gonna be like Trey Miguel winning here because he was my first pick, and since he's back in Impact Wrestling, they're gonna do something right with him. And I think to myself, maybe they'll give him an opportunity to fight for the X Division Championship title against TJP, which I'll get to that later when we get to that match. And and then from there, whenever they decide to book that match, to build that up between TJP and Trey Miguel, because two guys are good innovators of what they can do in the ring. What pertains to high flying and to being technical wrestlers and everything they can do, where it pertains to to think of some innovative moves, to make it a great match for the to fight for the X Division title here, and we could get to that, right? You know, eventually we'll get to that point where that Trey Miguel is going to finally get what he deserves for return with Impact Wrestling, right? Nope. Instead, Josh Alexander wins, which I was fine with him winning too, because he was my pick too. But I'm saying myself, wow, so Trey Miguel doesn't win here, and then it clicked on me. Why Trey Miguel didn't win? Because Sami Callihan, that's gonna be the program that they're going to be doing, and Sami Callihan's going to be right there to basically rain on Trey Miguel's parade because he didn't get the job done here. And that's basically that's gonna be the story here. That was the story from the very when they first started on this whole program with Trey Miguel and Sami Callihan, where Sami Callihan, always say that Trey Miguel, he doesn't feel like he doesn't have that passion. He don't get the success that he's looking for, because every time he try to get to the opportunity and try to grab that that shining light, it always fade away. Always finds a way to fade away. Of him fulfilling that the opportunity, and to find breakthrough onto that bright light. So that I can see why they did that too. I think eventually Trey Miguel will eventually become a champion in Impact Wrestling. For the world title, I don't know yet, but we'll see. As far as the X Division title, maybe somewhere down the line he will. Hopefully they will put the trigger over Trey Miguel. Hopefully they won't regret um uh you know um by signing Trey Miguel. And I don't want Trey Miguel to feel like he don't make me regret resigning with you guys, because I resigned for you guys for a reason, because I want to be something. I want to be a top player. I want to be a top guy. And I believe Trey Miguel can be that top guy, not Brian Myers. But good for Josh Alexander. He won. I'm happy. I'm happy for him. Okay. I don't remember there was a segment at this, but I'm gonna bring it up anyways. So Tom Dreamer is being interviewed by Gian Miller, and Tom Dreamer was giving his emotional, passionate promo, like he always does. And he was crying too, about he lost his dad when he was about um well, first he talked about how his dad took him to his first wrestling show. I guess he was like what, 10 years old, and then when he got older, like when he's about 17 or 18, he unfortunately passed away. It was hard on him to know that. And they talked about how he got into the business when he was 20 years old. And then he talks about and then he basically asked Gia Miller how old is she, and she said she's 22. And he was like, well, I was your age, 22. I was getting my ass candlestick by the Sandman. And so he was a little off. I think he meant to say that he was 23 when he was getting his ass candlestick by the Sandman back in the old school days of ECW in the 90s. So he basically a little off, but I'll let that slide, because he was because of his passionate promo. And then he's talking about now it leads to him getting an opportunity for the Impact World title against Rich Swann. And that was it. That was basically it for that promo. So it was good. Does that mean that on the match is going to be great and make me have some sympathy for Tom Dreamer of this match he's got with Rich Swann? We'll get to that. So then we get to the next match, which is the pay-per-view package of the feud between Fire and Flavor of Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz versus Havoc and Nevaeh. And this is a Texas Tornado no disqualification match for the Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championship. And the match happened, and it's what I expected for this match to be. It's all about weapons involving in this match, like a steel chair, a candlestick, like some kind of road sign they had, whatever, and other weapons I can't remember they had, but yeah, this was a decent match between the two teams. In the end, I expected Fire and Flavor to retain and still be Knockouts Tag Team Champions, and they did. They won. It was Tasha Steelz pinning Nevaeh after like some move she did onto Nevaeh where it tends to like a cutter onto the to the one of those road signs there, except for one thing, it didn't really connect her onto her or that. I wasn't expecting it, because it was a cutter or whatever. I was not expecting that to happen, but that was basically the finish. And there you go. So Fire and Flavor still the Knockouts Tag Team Champions. Now also they're teasing that Havoc and Nevaeh are not gonna be a team, because Nevaeh leaves upset, and Havoc is going after her and everything. And I see myself, oh no, they better not. The last thing we need is these two to break up, because you're trying to build a Knockouts Tag Team division here. You don't got that many, so the last thing you need is to have a tag team breaking up in the Knockouts division, in the Knockouts Tag Team division, I should say. Don't do that. Don't tease it either. I can't remember there was a segment out here either. after this, but I'm bringing this up too because there's another segment here that happened here. Big Money Matt and Private Party. Let's talk about the match they're gonna have later on against the Good Brothers and um Beer Guns for the Impact World Tag Team Championship, and talk about how once Private Party wins, they're gonna take the belts and they'll come back with them. Basically, that's basically the only idea. And like what? and as soon as you saw that, like, I said to myself, yeah, they definitely ain't winning. They definitely ain't winning. But we'll get to that later. Um, then we get another video package where it takes to TJP versus Rohit Raju for the X Division Championship title. With the video package also highlighting the returning of Muhammad Ali Cena. Basically, this whole video package was basically about a whole thing with Rohit and TJP's issues and everything, especially with the whole manic debacle bullshit. So the match happens, and actually, the match started because they started beating up each other outside the ring, and Matt Striker on commentary said, this is like Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels from Survivor Series 1997, where they start fighting before the match even started. And I said to myself, no, no, you didn't, Matt Striker. You did not. You did not just compare the feud between TJP and Rohit Raju for the Survivor Series in 1997, that Montreal Screwjob thing of Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Because he said that, I lost. I kind of lost a little bit interest on this match. I mean, I didn't have much interest on the match either way, despite two of these wrestlers are good wrestlers. But when Matt Striker said that, I lost. I lost like about 50% interest of this match. And then eventually the match ends up starting because they start fighting outside the ring into the outside over the gates, the guardrail. I meant to say the guardrail. And then they eventually got in the ring, and the match eventually started. Mama Lucina, he got involved, but it's just being a distraction in a way, not to get involved in the match either way. But he did get involved later on. But these two guys were all pulling a clinic and all that. And then in the end, Mama Lucina holds on to TJP, where he was trying to got their TJP, but TJP gets out of the way, hits Mama Lucina instead, and then just ends up TJP taking advantage of it, and then go for his new finishing move. Basically, it's a frog splash, but the way he does it like does a frog splash, but touches, like, does a frog splash thing, and then touches his foot or like his hand, like something like that, and then something like this, and then boom, kind of like a Spider-Man like type of thing. But he goes to the Mamba Splash, basically to pay tribute to the late great Kobe Bryant. And I'm like, wow, okay, good. TJP, he's a fan of the NBA, and obviously I'm pretty sure he was I don't know, again, I don't know much about him, which is what was his interest on that of outside of pro wrestling. But after that, I'm pretty sure after that, he was and still a Kobe Bryant fan. So yeah. Which I don't think it should surprise me either. 'Cause I think he may have rocked some the Lakers jersey before. TJP. I can't remember that much really, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Wouldn't surprise me if he's also a LeBron James fan too, but I digress. Anyways, the point is TJP won, so that means later on, when are they gonna do it? It's gonna be TJP versus Josh Alexander for the X Division Championship. When that's gonna happen, I don't know, but that's a program that they need to be built up, and hopefully this is the end of Rohit Raju trying to grab the X Division title. And with Muhammad Cena being there with him, I guess it go back to being a tag team now. To form the Desi Hit Squad, I guess, maybe. Okay, next match we get to the 6 knockouts tag team match. I think they did a video package of this too. Basically highlighting the whole thing with Susan, also return of ODB. Now, I can't remember if there was a introduction video of it, but if it was, I didn't really care because I hate the Susan character. But we got Jordan Grace, Jazz, and ODB versus the Knockouts champion, Diana Perrazzo, Kimberly, and Susan. Susan, was wrestling with her suit on. Remember the whole thing with Susan, like, when she was wrestling against Jordan Grace? Yeah, Jordan Grace. And she's like, wait, I'm not ready yet. Let me take off my jacket. Oh, wait, I'm not ready. Let me take off my glasses, I meant to say. Let me take off my glasses and everything. Well, she did take off her glasses in this match, but she had her jacket on though. I hate this gimmick. I hate this character. Is this worse than Eddie Edwards' character? Is right up there. And this is their way of booking of what Susan is supposed to be, and she's supposed to be a Cameron. Well, she must be the one of the most calmest Karens ever, because any Karens I've seen on videos before, I've never seen a Karen act like this. Oh, Bobby, the match was over. It was solid. It was solid. At one point, Jazz punched Jordan Grace because she had her thumb to the eye by, I think it was to Susan Weber. So basically it was a miscommunication there. But in the end, Jazz ends up winning for the team. She beats Susan, like, good. At least Susan lost. At least Susan took the loss here. I was worried that they would have Susan win here, but thankfully that didn't happen. So there you go. I think we have another view package here too, where it pertains to the Good Brothers, being the Impact World Tag Team Champions, going up against. Yeah, actually there was a view package of this too. The Good Brothers, which is the Big LG, Doc Gallows, and the Machine Gun Carl Anderson, defend their Impact World Tag Team Championships against Chris Sabin and James Storm. Together they are Beer Guns, and you got Private Party from AEW of Isaiah Cassidy and Mark Quinn being covered by Big Money Matt. So the match happens. I thought the match was good. Love the clinic of the match here. Love the other spots that they did here, and then especially with Matt Hardy getting involved too in the match too. Giving the twist of faith to James Storm in the match. Where it tends to have Private Party trying to get the win here. Yeah, the referee distracting all. Because a lot of things going on in this match, because it's a 3-way tag team match. Anything could happen where since the referee being distracted in a way. So there's no way he could have seen foreseen this happening. But yeah, good from all three teams overall. And the finish comes, which I thought it was so fucking stupid how they did this. I get the blind tag, or the tagging the opponent for you get into the match, you could capitalize on the win. I don't mind that, but how it was done made no sense at all, and I thought it was stupid. So after Matt Hardy gives the twist of faith to James Storm, and then Private Party takes advantage of it, and then Marcus go do his 450 splash, or the shooting star press, I should say. So they're at the corner of the Good Brothers, because that's the corner of the Good Brothers. So Carl Anderson makes a tag to Mark Quinn, who has no idea that he's being tagged out once he gets ready to execute this move. However, there was one problem with that. Carl Anderson was not even on the apron. Because if my memory serves me correctly, you gotta be on the apron, in your corner of the apron, to make a tag, to make it official. And on top of that, to hold the tag rope too. I don't know if there's a tag rope there for Impact Wrestling. That's always been the rules of tag team wrestling. You gotta hold on to the tag rope to make a tag. Not all wrestling is like that. Just a majority of a company that is like that, but not all of them. But Carl Anderson was not on the apron. He was outside the ring when he made the tag. Not on the apron. In the corner. Not on the apron of him standing on, not standing on the apron in his corner. On the ground at his corner. Tagging himself in there, and the referee allows it. Stupid finish. Made no sense. It was fucking trash. It was a dumb way for this match to end. So after Mark Quinn hit the move, that's when Carl Anderson took advantage of it and made the cover and got the win. Now, I was either way, Good Brothers won. it's whatever. I didn't expect them to lose, but the way they were retained here, the way that this was booked, I thought that was so fucking stupid. If you're gonna do it right. Don't do it in a way where it doesn't make any fucking sense and make the referee look like a fucking idiot, avoiding all the rules of this shit. So, anyways, on to the main event. About Matt Hardy was upset at Private Party for losing. So there you go. So first, Private Party couldn't get the job done to become normal contenders for the tag team titles for AEW. And here in Impact Wrestling, they lost the tag title matches. Well, even though they didn't lose, they still didn't win, and that's what had Matt Hardy upset here. So there you go. And now the main event. Before we get to the main event, a video package for this whole thing with the main event, with with the highlights of Moose in there. Rich Swann, wants to challenge Tommy Dreamer on his birthday for the Impact World title and everything because he's inspiring. He's all about help out all the wrestlers and everything and all that blah blah blah, all that whole thing. But it was good. It was good. It was good for your package too. It was a good few moment. Then we get to the match, and the match is what I thought I expected it to be. Not good. Rich Swann had to keep up with Tommy Dreamer because Tommy Dreamer can't keep up anymore. Basically, Rich Swann had to slow down his momentums because Tommy Dreamer can't do what he can do anymore because he's older. He's gained a couple of pounds. He's beaten up. He's not the Tommy Dreamer of old anymore. He's a former shell of himself. And then in this match, they delayed on this whole thing where they had to play a storyline here, where Tom Dreamer got his finger hurt or something like that, or dislocated, whatever. I'm surprised he didn't, he told the referee that, I fought for the match like Sin Cara did in 2013 with Alberto Del Rio at the time. For those who don't remember, uh, back in on Raw, this was at the SummerSlam. Alberto Del Rio versus Sin Cara. Sin Cara goes for a dive onto Alberto Del Rio, and they were about a minute or two into the match, and once he did that dive, to Sin Cara doing that dive to Alberto Del Rio, the suicide dive. Also, his finger, got dislocated wherever. He calls for a referee, says, my finger got dislocated. I gotta stop the match, and the ref stopped the match. So I'm surprised that Tom Dreamer didn't stop the match from there. But then again, this is Tom Dreamer talking about here. He's the innovator of violence. It's the same Tom Dreamer who once took about what 10 lashes of the killstick by the Sandman back in those old days of ECW, and all the crazy stuff that Tom Dreamer has put his spite through in ECW and WWE, and also during all the old school days of TNA wrestling. And also with his promotion of hardcore, House of Hardcore. This is I wasn't expecting that either way. I was not expecting him to say I gotta start the match. But the match will continue. But see, it was the storyline. His finger was already hurt. It was part of the storyline, but I didn't like it. To me, I thought it delayed the match. It delayed the match, and I thought it really hurt. I thought it really hurt the main event. It hurt the match too. And they got the commentators, pulling this over. D'Lo Brown was going crazy in this match, like, oh, Tommy Dreamer, he could get the win here. He could become the Impact World Champion. Next to myself, oh my god, oh my god. They're trying to convince us this was a good match. This was not a good match. I as much as I love Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swann, this match was not good. Sure, there was no botches, whatever. Maybe there was. I couldn't tell. I barely paid attention to this match. But I will say this. I'll give them credit for this. This was a better match than Undertaker and Triple H from their Super Showdown from Australia. This was better. This match, Rich Swann and Tom Dreamer, was better than Undertaker versus Goldberg from Crown Jewel or Super Showdown, whatever that was, from Saudi Arabia. I'll try to think about other matches that could have been better. Uh oh, I thought Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swan's match was better than Goldberg and Braun Strowman. Uh I'm basically just taking a shot at WWE's matches here, probably, folks, which will deserve because fuck them. I don't know, but Rich Swan and Tommy Dreamer, they tried their best and all that. Especially Tommy Dreamer, he tried his best, but I'm like, this is working. It wasn't working for me. I did not care about this match whatsoever. To me, this match was a letdown. This match should never happen in the first place. And I get it because it's Tom Drewer's birthday and everything, but yeah, and then again, you got Chris Bay, who his birthday was on there too. Why couldn't he and Rich Swann have a match? Why couldn't it be Rich Swann and Chris Bay? Now, credit here. I mean, not credit here. Now, obviously, I meant to say Chris Bay was going to win because the match they're going to be doing is Rich Swann and Moose. But at least do Tom Dreamer and Chris Bay again to give us a good main event match here. But instead, you just give us one of the worst main event matches I've ever seen on Impact Plus. You got Tommy again, Tommy Dreamer doing all this, and he tried to keep bless him, he tried to keep up and everything, but it just wasn't cutting it for me. D'Lo Brown's losing his mind on commentary, like saying this is the greatest thing ever. Now, I'm not saying he didn't say it was the greatest thing ever, but the way he was commentating, it sounded like he was saying it was the greatest thing he's ever seen. Matt Striker was doing the tune and all that. Like, oh my god, this is so annoying. And then the pipe in cheers, didn't help at all. Holy crap! It was unbearable to watch, and it was embarrassing. Obviously, in the end, Rich Swann won. There was no other outcome other than Rich Swann winning. After the match, they start praising, respecting one another. Moose comes out, attacks Rich Swann, and then he attacks Tommy Dreamer. His Tommy Dreamer with a steel chair, I guess. I think outside the ring, whatever, or I think it was inside the ring. I can't remember. But anyways, Moose ends the match, ends the show, and that was it. So I thought. So we thought the show was over after that. Moose is just staying tall with both belts because he wants to be both champions. He's already won them, TNA World Championship, and now he wants the Impact World Championship. So we thought that's how they're gonna end it. Nope. How they ended it was something I never expected. They showed something about New Japan Pro Wrestling. I said, wait a minute, what's this? I see New Japan Pro Wrestling thing here. Like, what's this all about? And I see the tag team of David Finlay Jr. and Juice Robinson. For those who don't know, those two are a tag team in New Japan Pro Wrestling known as FinJuice. And they are former IWGP Tag Team Champions. And they also won the World Tag League of 2029. I mean, no, we're not there yet. I meant 2020. I mean 2019. Jesus, 2019. That was the World Tag League. What? 29. There's something about the G1 thing. But anyways, the point is they won the 2019 World Tag League. Which gives them an opportunity to fight for the tag belts at Wrestle Kingdom, which was Wrestle Kingdom 14, and they did. They won the belts against the Guerrillas of Destiny, and yeah, FinJuice, former tag team champions, and they're coming to Impact Wrestling. That's basically what it was. It was basically of your package from New Japan Pro Wrestling that Impact Wrestling is playing on there, and they're gonna show. And they show David Finlay Jr. and Juice Robinson, Finn Juice coming to Impact Wrestling. Wow, I was not expecting that. So yes, Impact Wrestling and New Japan Pro Wrestling are working together, despite what happened years ago with the whole thing with Hiroshi Tanahashi and Kazuchika Okada. During the whole Vince Russo era of TNA wrestling at that time. That'll be for another time, by the way, folks. But yeah, I was excited. Now, does that mean they're leaving it? Does that mean that Finjuice is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling? No, they're not. They still work for they still work for New Japan Pro Wrestling. In fact, David Finlay and Juice Robinson live in Japan. So, with them living in Japan, they're there to be loyal to New Japan Pro Wrestling. They love it there, and I don't blame them. They love it there, and I love them that I love that they love being there, because New Japan Pro Wrestling is one of the best wrestling promotions out there, better than WWE. I'll even say this, I know you're not going to agree about this, but New Japan Pro Wrestling is also better than AEW, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, MLW. It's just a fact. I mean, there's other promotions too out there in Japan as well, like All Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah. Nothing comes great than what New Japan Pro Wrestling does. So Juice Robinson is coming to Impact Wrestling along with David Finlay Jr. Because again, for those who don't know, David Finlay Jr. is the son of Dave Finlay. Fit Finlay. And Juice Robinson, I'm pretty sure you remember who he is. If you don't, I don't blame him, because he did has haircut, because he used to have dreadlocks, long dreadlocks, like Bob Marley long dreadlocks. He was a former CJ Parker from NXT, and obviously things didn't work out for him anymore of NXT at that time, so he asked for his release at the time, and that's when he came to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he was happier and more of a star than he ever was in NXT. And he gets to show how good of a wrestler he is. At one point, they tried to sign him again, but he rejected them. Good. Because fuck them. So yeah, I can't wait to see what Finjuice could bring to the table. Obviously, they are going to bring something to the table for Impact Wrestling. Now, the last time we heard about CJ Park, no, he's not CJ Park anymore. Last time we heard about Juice Robinson, he did have a broken nose of some kind. Which it was supposed to be him and Kenta at Wrestle Kingdom, but unfortunately that didn't happen because he got hurt. It was during the road to the Tokyo Dome events that he got injured. So I'm thinking to myself, how's he going to get here though? How is David Finlay Jr. and Juice Robinson going to get here? There's no traveling right now going on. Pertains to before there was, but at the early that's happened, over there in Japan, they didn't want to take any chances. So same thing with Hikaru Shida. Like Hikaru Shida, she's not over here anymore. She's actually over in Japan, because the whole thing with AW's women's tag team eliminator tournament that they're doing. That's gonna be Japan's side and America's side, and Hikaru Shida managed to make it to Japan. I don't know how it works and all that. I don't know how the protocols they do to have them do that. But hey, if they can find a way to get to Nashville, Tennessee, from Japan, then hey, what? By all means, I cannot wait for it. But yeah, there you go, folks. That was my review, and everything that I had to talk about pertains to what happened after the show ended. So that's how the show ended too, by the way, with highlights of these upcoming tag teams from New Japan Pro Wrestling coming to Impact Wrestling. Now, hopefully, Impact Wrestling, after everything that they got away from Dixie Carter, Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, Vince Russo, and I can't remember who else. Oh yeah, Bruce Pritchard. Um, who's the other guy? I had a problem with too. The one who's behind the whole failure title world title booking of Magnus at the time. John Cooper or something like that. I can't remember his name, but he needs to be a former WWE writer or something like that. I can't remember. But anyways, but now we'll Scott Demoy make try to make things work for Impact Wrestling with him being the executive vice president or I think the executive president because I think Don Callis is the executive vice president and on top of it with what's the guy's name again who owns Anthem. I can't forget his name too, but hopefully things all work out for the better now moving forward for Impact Wrestling, and hopefully Impact Wrestling can get back on their feet. Not just because of with AEW, but also with New Japan Pro Wrestling. And that's another thing too. AEW, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, and to a degree NWA are working together. What concept? All we need now is Ring of Honor. So also Triple A too, Triple A as well, because Ken Mega is still the Triple A Mega Champion. Some of you may have forgot, but I'm always here to remind you guys. So there you go, folks. That's basically it. Before I get to my overall strength of the show, time for my highlights of No Surrenders 2021. Swerve of the night, but swerve. Moose attacks after the match was over because the stipulation was if Moose got involved all of the match in progress, then he would not get his opportunity. Retain the Impact World Title. So it was smart that he waited after the match was over. So yeah, swerve. Like I didn't see that coming. Shock of the night, Finn Juice is coming to Impact Wrestling. That was to me the most shocking thing I saw on the show. Nothing on the show really shocked me at all. Other than shock and anger. For things that I saw, like Brian Myers winning the way he won, and that tag that was made by Carl Anderson to capitalize on the win, and another thing is that it's whatever. Moment of the night, Tommy Dreamer pour his heart out. Rotates to not the match. I don't want to get it twisted. It wasn't the match. It was basically Tommy Dreamer pour his heart out and everything. Rotates all the video packages that he did, the promos that he's did, and the birthday wishes and then encouragements that he's been getting. That's basically what it was. That I cannot take away from Tommy Dreamer because he felt emotional. So I'll give him that. Promo of the night is Tommy Dreamer because of the whole promo he cut retains to Gina Miller interviewing him and all that. So with him crying and everything in tears and eyes. And saying basically he mentioned his two twin daughters that are now older now. I think they're in their teens now. Because now they're old enough to drive. So that was nice. So yeah, he gets promo tonight. Video promo tonight is the No Surrender introduction, which also that highlights Tommy Dreamer, of everything. Segment of the night, Big Money Matt and Private Party, pertains to getting us so pumped up for the tag title match, and then the whole thing where they're saying they never come back with the tag belts, they go hold that belt hostage and everything in AEW. So that was an entertaining segment that I thought was good. So that's why I'm giving this segment of the night. Entrance of the night is Chris Bay, dressed like Shawn Michaels, pertains to the vest and ring attire and all that. It was nice. So I'll give that to Chris Bay. Performance of the night, Trey Miguel for making it from the first all the way to the end, despite him not winning. So he gets performance of the night. And on top of that, he was great. He was great of his moves in the match. Move of the night, James Storm's Eye of the Storm. I think it was to who? It was either to Isaiah Cassidy, I think it was. But either way, it was a good move. First of the night, the Mamba Splash by TJP. His new finishing move, by the way. It's basically a frog splash, but he calls it the Mamba Splash. The way he does it too, it looks very unique. Rule match of the night, in a bad way, a terrible way. Tommy Dreamer versus Rich Swann for the Impact World Title. Show steal of the night, I gotta go with the Triple Threat Revolver because of Trey Miguel's performance. And finally, match of the night, despite how they liked them on the first of the match, the three-way tag team for the Impact World titles is match of the night to me. Because there was some good spots in the match too. So and a lot of guys worked the asses off in this match, especially when Matt Hardy getting involved. And my overall strength for the show, 6/10. And there you go. I can't go. I was thinking about going a little higher, but no, I gotta go 6/10. The main event really lowered it down for me because of a choice that Rich Swann made by having Tom Dreamer of all people be the guy to be the one to face him for the title. Because it was for a feel good moment, something like that. Not that it matters, folks, but maybe read the rules here again. The Triple Threat Revolver. 3 men will start the match. The match proceeds under standard Triple Threat rules. One participant has been pinned or submitted or eliminated, and a new participant will enter until we get to. Enter based on the number that they drew. Okay, so they drew numbers, but here's the thing: we didn't know there was even numbers that they drew, but it's whatever. It's basically like the Royal Rumble thing. That's basically that what us do. The process is repeated until the competitors are down to the to enter the match, with the last fall determining the winner. There you go. There you go, folks. And I'm done. No plugins whatsoever. It's just make sure you all stay well, stay safe, take care of yourself, everything that's going on in the world. Wear your mask, wear your gloves, love one another, God bless one another, and live in peace and harmony for us all. For I am out here. Ta for now. For It's Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets. Also, again, happy birthdays once again to Tommy Dreamer and Chris Bay, for it is Chris Bay's birthday. And there you go, folks. Also, take care.